Hello everyone, welcome to the Calgary Language Learning and Exchange Club video channel. In this video, I am going to talk about the 5 tips to master hacking language learning.
So, if you are living in Calgary and you want to learn English or other languages, and also wanting to have a conversation partner to do proper language exchange, please join our group. Our Facebook page, the link is in the YouTube description below, as well as that the registration form for our group is within that Facebook page. And it's free. So if you are in Calgary and you are also learning languages in general, please join our group, and we would make sure that you would have the best experience by finding you a conversation partner and making sure that your language learning is a success.
Now, let's get started. The first tip is, and it's also the most important or effective tip, is to find yourself a significant other that speak the language. Now, this is a very effective way, because since you would spend a lot of time together, you will need to communicate with them, which means that there are more opportunities to practice. And because they are your significant other, which means that you would have a huge motivation to succeed. But if you already have a significant other, I guess this tip doesn't really apply to you. So now let's look at the other tips. Tip number 2. Listen to the language whenever you can. So my point for this tip is, it does not matter if it is radio or audiobooks, but try not to be music, because music is really hard to learn the language, and there's no need to understand it at first. The key is to keep on playing it, keep on repeating it, because when you are when you are actually using the learning materials, you would find that the stuff that you have listened to helps you having an easier time to remember if those vocabularies or phrases have been said and done in those reading materials. The third tip is to change learning order. So you remember, in all classroom settings, you actually start with some vocab, and then you start with some really simple grammar. Well, what I would like you to do from now on is to start in the order of adverbs to verbs, and then learn the nouns, and in the last part then you learn grammar, because adverbs are very limited in terms of amount, but they are applied in a lot of sentences in order for it to work. Verbs is the same thing, but it has more than adverbs, and then goes to the noun. Now once you have all of those, you could actually pick up those grammar in the, let's say, newspaper or simple reading materials. It doesn't really matter. The case is, if you leave grammar the last, you would actually have an easier time and more effectively to learn grammar, because now you could use the adverbs, verbs, and nouns that you learn to be immersed in reading materials, and that way you would also learn grammar at the same time. The fourth tip is to actually change any of your electronic devices to the language that you're learning. Like, let's say if you have a cell phone, like an iPhone, you could change that to the language that you're learning from, the language that you are native on. Now, if you have a computer or a laptop, you could change the Windows setting to the regional language that you are learning on. What this helps you is that it helps you the level of immersion and reading abilities with the language that you're learning. And this helps your reading abilities as it goes on, because now your eyes and your brain are more focused on the language that you're learning. Now, the last tip is to find a long-term language exchange partner. And the sole reason why is because it increases your practice opportunities. No matter how you learn, what you learn in a language, the most important part is practice, practice, practice. And this is why my tip number 1 is the most important. But if, and there are a lot of reasons why my tip number 1 doesn't work, or you already have a significant other, then you should do tip number 5, which is find yourself a long-term language exchange partner. So I know that there is a lot of internet apps that helps you find language exchange, but those are short term. What I'm asking is finding a long-term one. And what our club does, it's actually do what this tip does, is to help you find a long-term language exchange partner for free.
And this concludes my video. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, please join our club if you're in Calgary, because we would be hosting events as well as finding you a compatible language partner, all with well cost. It's just my hobby and I'm just here to help you out. Also, if you like my videos, please subscribe to our channel. I would be posting various updates and info regarding language learning. Thank you. Bye bye.